Kia ora, hello, I'm Philip Duncan. Thanks for joining us for our Monday update, recorded on the 16th of September. Well, winter weather conditions, they're certainly returning to New Zealand over Monday and Tuesday and Wednesday morning. And then as we go through Wednesday and Thursday, more of a spring-like westerly kicks back in again and lifts those temperatures back up. But let's get into the forecast and explain what is coming in. So on the map today, showing wind and temperature. Areas in blue are below zero. So you can certainly see that colder southerly part coming into the South Island. And we've also got high pressure south of Australia and an airflow under that, or south of that, that is moving up and into the country. Windy southwesterlies for many places over the next couple of days. This is how it looks this morning before we recorded this, 8 o'clock in the morning on Monday. Cold front number 1 moving into the North Island as we go through Monday. Cold front number 2 coming in later on for Monday and going into Tuesday, it moves up the country. So let's animate this. You can see the front moving into the North Island, then the colder, snowier one here with the white shading, that is moving up in the early hours of Tuesday morning. So snow on the Waikato ranges, snow along the mountains, and even getting down into the Canterbury Plains. It's going to be hit and miss, just like rain showers, snow flurries no different. And so you could be seeing some snow flurries around parts of the South Island. And again, another surge here, the last part of it, I think, as we go into Tuesday morning, around the Catlins, around Southland, and brushing places like Dunedin. It's not going to be a huge amount of snow, though, at those lower levels. Here is the 72-hour snow map from 7 o'clock Monday morning to 7 o'clock Thursday morning. The pale blue means, yep, snow is possible, but it's not likely to be very much. So it could settle in all these areas, but it's not likely to be a huge amount in the pale blue. But you can certainly see it's getting down, around parts of Banks Peninsula potentially, and also close to Dunedin. So it's possible that with the odd downpour, downdraft, you're going to get those snow flurries going down to possibly sea level, but they're not likely to linger for very long, and they're certainly not likely to sort of add up. So it's not going to accumulate. But you can see the snow goes all the way up north of Gisborne, which means that the Kaimai ranges and the Coromandel Peninsula may also get a light dusting of snow. Probably hard to see it but because of the bush, but it is possible that that cold air swipes this part of the country as well. Rain-wise, not a huge amount coming, but some of these areas in the red shading up along the western coastline, picking up some of those heavy squally showers coming off the Tasman Sea on Tuesday. And the areas with the blue and green shading, not likely to see very much in the way of moisture. So here is lunchtime Tuesday. We've got that last part of the southerly coming into Southland and Otago. That should clear away as we go through into the afternoon, but that brings some snow risks, as does this burst here at the top of the South Island. That is the main front moving into the North Island. Everybody has that colder airflow by lunchtime, and around Auckland, particularly windy through there. Could be gusts over 100 k's an hour. That means chance of some power cuts as trees can't really withstand those winds. So we're going to be seeing wintry, nasty weather around some parts of New Zealand. Other areas though, like the west coast, the sun may well come out and temperatures may not be too bad. Look at the temperatures here though across New Zealand. This is not a main centre map. This just shows you the general picture around New Zealand, and you can see the top of the country has dropped quite a bit. There were 17s to 20 degrees up here a few days ago. Now we're seeing temperatures that sort of look more like what we would see in central parts of the country. So that colder airflow is going northwards. Central New Zealand, temperatures are down a bit. And the South Island, especially the interior where you see the blue, that is getting much lower. Single digit temperatures, 4 degrees the maximum around areas like Wanaka and Queenstown, Cromwell. You might go up a degree or two more than that, but gives you an idea. It is a pretty cold day on Tuesday. Now, Wednesday morning kicks off with frosts. Frosty weather around the South Island and also a big part of the lower and eastern side of the North Island. A bit of a breeze to the north here probably will keep frosts away further to the north. So a cold start on Wednesday, but by lunchtime Wednesday, these westerly winds out of Australia start to return, and that will help lift up the temperatures around the South Island. So here is the departure from normal temperature map. It shows you in the early hours of Wednesday morning, almost all of New Zealand is several degrees below average. And in fact, some areas in the dark blue in the mountains here could be 14, 15 degrees colder than usual for this time of the year. So cold blast coming in. The west coast not too bad though, a little bit warmer than average over there. So let's animate Wednesday and Thursday, and you'll notice that the blue sort of melts away. And as those westerlies kick back in again, Eastern areas like Canterbury suddenly go from being colder than average to being several degrees warmer than average. So frosty weather less likely by the end of the week, and higher elevation areas are really the only areas that are below normal. Lunchtime Thursday. So here are the windy westerlies coming back in again across the North Island. Warmer weather in the east here, but you can see the blue line showing colder airflows coming up. And so around the South Island, snow returns along the Southern Alps, and colder air once again comes back in to Southland. Eastern areas are mostly dry. On Friday, eastern areas stay mostly dry. A bit of a southerly change briefly around Wellington and Wairarapa brings in a few showers, and we might see a few heavy showers around the north here, possibly an isolated thunderstorm as that slightly cooler change starts to come back in again, and rain around the South Island falling as snow up in the mountains. And our final map for Saturday shows northwesterly winds returning, which means it'll warm up again for those of you around Southland and Otago. And further to the north, high pressure in this zone here means lighter winds and probably a bit drier than it's been as well. But plenty of stormy stuff down in the Southern Ocean, meaning our volatile spring weather is likely to carry on going right into October, maybe even into November this year, which is not always the case. Some years it can calm down quite early. I think this year, because we're seeing such big storms in the Southern Ocean area, the spring weather is going to carry on, perhaps right through closer to the end of the year. That's all from me for today, though. We'll see you again tomorrow with our next update.